Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Hey folks, here's a story about Minnie the Moocher. He was a low-down here to Gooja. She was the roughest, toughest slayer, but Minnie had a heart as big as a whale. Hidey, 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 hi, hidey, 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 hi, odie, 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 oh, odie, 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 oh, hee-dee, 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 hidey, 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 ho, hidey, 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 ho. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am back playing everyone's favorite horror-themed visual novel about a ghost that may or may not be ripping off the ring, The Letter! Oh boy, I'm not gonna lie, I hesitated to, play this again, because look at that face. It's the face of, divine beauty that fell down to someone who looks like Lindsay Lohan if she needed more of a makeover. No harm to Lindsay Lohan, I just hear too many jokes on honest trailers about the way she's treating herself. I'll send my prayers and regards to Lindsay Lohan. Right. Anyway. So, let's see. Rebecca. Yeah, we were Rebecca last time. Yeah, let's load this up. Gosh, it was 2019 we were playing this game. My, several months later. Who'd have thought? We've come a long way since then. A long way indeed. Alright.
I won't last years here if I find teaching rowdy adolescents a tedious job, will I?
Admittedly, the whole affair isn't exactly as grand or exciting as I imagined it as a child. Yeah, it's just as Screwtape says. It's like when a child who's learned of Greek mythology finally gets down to actually studying Greek. That kind of idea. Right. You just gotta have eternal hope. Something beyond this life, because if you don't have eternal hope, then what's the point? Aha! There goes the school bell, and let's to the classroom. She's fairly young to be a teacher. Maybe she'd be a primary school teacher, but we'll wait and see. Blah, blah, blah.
A little ball of energy and enthusiasm. That big baby.
Now, I know you guys don't like it when I skip the dialogues, but this is a long game, and I'm a very busy guy, so sorry. Mother hen, she calls me. Then he says and does the same thing right over, so she needs medicine. Not that I'm confused. Okay, blah, 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 blah.
Or become one myself.
Aren't I supposed to be taking care of them? Guess I simply one of those things people eventually grow away from, which is stupid lies. Not completely different, I hope. Somehow that thought makes me feel uneasy. Thankfully, before strange ideas take root in my head, a faint buzzing comes from my bag, cutting through the rest of my thoughts. Unknown. Will I contact them? Contacting the unknown. Phoning the unknown. Phoning the unknown.
Oh, goodness. Finally it connects. Hello? Is this Miss Gales? Rebecca Gales? Yes, speaking. Who is this? Oh, sorry. Rose Cooper, Briar Realty Corporation. Briar Realty?
My frown deepens as I straighten from my chair. Something in her tone, despite sounding remarkably friendly and light, doesn't sit quite well with me. The rigid pause that follows doesn't help the attention that has suddenly descended either.
Miss Cooper?
Yes. Things are a bit busy on my end. I apologize. I'm not certain if Isabella has mentioned anything before, but we're working together on a property at the moment, and...
The Armagard Mansion, yes. She said something about that earlier. Is there a problem?
This is about Isabella, actually.
She wastes no time relaying everything. The details she provided are admittedly a bit vague, but enough for me to get the gist of what's happening. It isn't the bad sort of it I'm expecting, though I'm still worrying. Especially where it's panic attack and pale looking a bit sickly, woven together in one foreboding sentence. But as quickly as it surfaces, I stomp down on the urge to demand answers, right there and then. Now isn't the proper time to useless questions. I'll find out soon enough regardless. To Miss Cooper's credit, she neither hesitates nor falters all throughout. There's some sort of comfort in knowing Isabella with someone like her to guide her, though not as much as I would have liked. After all, this is Isabella we're talking about. What are the chances she said to a bunch of excuses so she won't get sent home? High. Very high. Just like a K2SO. ... Oh, she is going to hear it this time.
You were listed as one of her emergency contacts, so I thought it'd be best you know about this.
Everybody's here for a purpose.
How is she? Is she doing okay?
I had her take a break for now, but honestly, I'd feel better if someone were to pick her up and take her home for some rest. Anthem's a fair distance from Luxbourne. I really don't want her going off on her own. I do it myself, but you know how it is today. Big day. People everywhere until the open house ends. I'm really sorry to ask this of you, Miss Gales. I know you're busy.
Oh, no, it's all good. I was just about to leave from work. I hope to leave early today anyway. A few minutes ahead wouldn't hurt. I can be there in a few, 30, 40 minutes tops. Is that all right?
More than fine, Miss Gales, thank you. We're supposed to be here until... Oh, excuse me. One moment, please. Yes, ma'am.
The faint hum of conversation echoes from her end. Though the place is buzzing with more people as you'll expect from a regular open house. I was skeptical at first. The house is old, not to mention its inconvenient location in the Luxburn outskirts. Who wants to live in a place almost an hour's drive away from the comforts of a city? But from what little I can hear, it appears Isabella was right about being optimistic at the sale. If I didn't understand why she was so adamant refusing my offer to help before, I think of it now. To some degree.
We'll be resuming the tour soon. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. I really need to get this thing going. Lord knows how I'll salvage the situation here. It shouldn't be anything complicated, but still, clients. It can be difficult when they want to be.
That's right. Only God knows.
Anyway, just look for me when you get here, alright? That shouldn't be too hard to miss.
No problem. Thanks for letting me know about this. Just make sure Isabella stays put, please. Heaven knows how stubborn that girl can be.
Oh yes. Again. Only God knows.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, God knows everything. I know.
Don't worry about it. I'll have a few of our staff keep an eye on her for me until you get here.
Right.
That's all I'm asking. I appreciate it.
Okie dokie. The whole thing ends in a surprisingly pleasant tone. If only the same could be said for the news she bought. I allow a brief minute to pass to ease whatever tension has lats upon my nerves, and no matter how much I wish for, my mind stubbornly refuses to do so. My hands are unsteady against the papers I pretend to arrange after. Lucid thoughts, every single ounce of it's grimmer than the other, grows with each passing second I linger. Something about this whole thing, along with the sudden unease and nagging worry, screams... off. Wrong. This isn't the riveting tale I've hoped to step into today. Something in your conscious, something in your immaterial conscious tells you... no. Oh look, we managed to get mannequins into school today. Look at how fabulous their posing is. By the time we get to the classroom, the commotion's already died down. Echoes and distant laughters. Alright. Again, the mannequins, you're doing an excellent job. Keep posing. Oh, and pose. And pose. And pose. And pose. And pose. Right. Niggling feeling. Yeah, that niggling feeling haunts us all, by the way. Nicky Gumble mentioned that sort of thing. Anyway. Up. No, perhaps it's really the other way around. Oh. Sit down, a set of eyes. Oh, okay, so this is kind of a... Is this a primary school? I think this is some kind of a... Yeah, some kind of primary school. Her arms are wrapped around my waist like a vise, and at my attention, a grin spreads across her face.
Buenos tardes, Miss Pink. Hello, Kylie. You know, you aren't supposed to run into people like that. Sorry, Miss Pink.
Miss Pink, much like the Thunderbirds. She loosens her hold on me, and not a hint of guilt or regret appears on her. It's amazing how she's able to tell that, even though it's, you can't really find it in a material sense. If anything, it seems the remark only amused her. A smile appears on my face before I can help it, matching the one on her own.
Just remember not to do it again, alright? You could get hurt.
Being morally accountable to the other people.
You sound like my mama when she's scolding Rowan, Miss Pink.
I'm sure your mama only means well. I know she'll be worried sick if one of you were to get hurt. Where's your brother anyway? Aren't you two supposed to be heading home now?
Rowan said he's got some stuff he needs to do before we go. I think he's taking too long.
People who lag behind do tend to take too long. Believe me. I know some people who take way too long just to have fun conversations.
But he promised to buy me jelly babies today. If I keep what he's doing a secret from Mama and Papa.
In which case, we best keep our traps shut. Lest we have our traps open to eat said jelly babies into our traps. And then they go down to other traps where they turn into brown mushy stuff.
Any chance you'll tell Miss Pink about it?
She shakes her head.
I made a promise. She said it's for Tia Luke.
Oh, something like a gift?
Look at Tia. Tia promised to take him somewhere cool when he's old enough. Rowan's gonna prove he's a grown-up.
Yeah, he's gonna go to Disneyland! The teacher in me wants to give whoever this Tio is a reprimand for bringing about this kind of behavior in children. But if both Suri's kids are so fond of him, there shouldn't be anything to worry about, yes? At any rate, there's nothing well behaved, both Kylie and her brother. Rowan, the eldest, may have an occasional odd streak in and out of class, but their parents taught them well. I see no reason to cast any suspicion of bad behavior on them.
As long as it isn't anything dangerous, alright?
Like hunting for ghosts!
It's not. Cross my heart.
Alright, okay.
My drawings are a lot prettier than what he's doing anyway. Tio said so. Do you want to see it? I drew one earlier at class.
Is that why you're here?
Not really. I was gonna show it to my friend first. But since it's you, I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you see it before she does.
Oh no. I can't stay right now, Kylie.
Her face falls immediately, after the words are out. Sad face. A small part of me feels responsible for that crestfallen look. But, as much as I want to stay a little longer, there's another place I need to be right now. And frankly, another child to look after. Taking both of her hands, I kneel in front of her and muster the most rueful smile I can give. At her age, I'm quite sure she already understands what I'm about to say before they're even out. But remarkably, she doesn't look away or pout as I'm expecting her to.
I'm sorry. You know what? Rowan has a class with me on Monday around this time.
Hooray!
Why don't you drop by again next week? After class? It's just that I absolutely must leave now. My friend had an accident earlier. Her family lives really far from here, I'm afraid. Do you remember where Asia is? The southeast part? That's where they are.
Her eyes immediately light up at my question. Just like that. I know I've earned the girl's forgiveness.
Oh, just like Chicago.
Who?
My friend. She said she used to live there, only just a little higher than southeast. But she hasn't come home in a long time, so she doesn't remember much about it anymore. Melanie says it's weird I talked to her, but I think she's just shy.
Right.
They could be good friends too. Don't you think so, Miss Pink?
Maybe if you introduce them properly, they will be.
Indeed.
That's what I think. Takako's just lonely. If she makes more friends, she won't be anymore. Is your friend like that too?
A little, possibly. To be honest, sometimes I can't tell with her.
After all, Isabella has always been the kind to hold a smile even when things are taken a turn for the worse. 5 years and one will think it's enough time to know a person. But when you consider it, come to think of it, all these years I've never, not even once, seen her cry. Not even a trivial matter, or even when things are tough.
Okay, you can go to her. I'll just show you my drawing next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's what I
Remind me
just
to buy
said.
you a huge glass of parfait, all right?
Parfait. Everybody loves them parfaits.
No, I'll get a stomachache. Takako says so.
That's why, Donkey, I recommend onions. But everybody like them parfaits. I'm gonna do the rest of the Shrek and Donkey now.
A small one is okay.
You see, she doesn't mind onions, Donkey. Oh, come on. Should we not do a little parfait on that onion?
I'll remember that. Say hi to your friend for me.
She'll remember the small onion of the small parfait.
I will. I'm sure she'd love to meet you too. See you, Miss Pink.
I'll see you later, Kylie.
London Bridge is falling
down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. That nursery rhyme was from Vikings invading London. Just fun fact, and if the conversation has never taken any downhill turn for her at all. As if there isn't a single thing to worry about in the world. Depending on your worldview, that is. Not long after, she disappears behind a door, leaving behind strains of an old familiar rhyme lingering in the air. Carefree, unbidden Shrek. On troubled moments like this, I envy her, Shrek. And as I resume my hurried pace, a tiny whisper at the back of my mind wishes the same can be said of myself and my own worries. Either that, or it's Donkey not shutting his trap! And now we're in the city. But it's not a stranger to hellish rush hour traffic. But surprisingly, getting out of the city today proves more of a breeze than a hassle. A relief considering how none of my calls to Isabella have made it through. Either the reception's really bad over there, or she's ignoring them on purpose. Much like we could be ignoring some things for eternity on purpose. Am I right? Am I right? Both does nothing to ease the disquiet in me. Everyone's got that. The rest of my drive passes without much incident as soon as I'm out on the busy streets. In less than 30 minutes, the mansion looms ahead of me. And there it is, the Haunted Mansion, everybody. Now, the character I'm playing as, Rebecca, does not believe in ghosts, but by the very nature of this game, she is going to find out otherwise. Just so you know. I'm even breathing the songs of the old, whispers of a once booming haven lingering in the air. Maybe that's the ghost singing songs. Could someone stop shaking the barbed wire fence, please? Contemporary conveniences aside, is a place I'm glad modernization hasn't wholly touched.
It's just a shame the locals know more of the silly hearsay than the history itself.
That's how things get popular over time, dearie.
If I could only knock some sense into these people!
Or you could investigate for yourself. Then knock whatever you define as sense into people. Sadly, complaining is all I can afford to do. As much as I want to give them a piece of my mind, it isn't why I'm here. Oh no. And as you can tell, Rebecca's gonna have much character development. Oh my. She's going to, oh man, hear that the hearsay is not so silly. I don't think these rich types will appreciate getting a lecture from me either. I have as much business with them as they have with me. With a heavy sigh, I give myself one last second to take in the scenery before heading up the main entrance. I should let you know, Rebecca, that awareness of the ghosts will give you a good sense of alarm. I remember Peter Capaldi saying that fear is like a superpower. It makes us alert, more aware of getting to safety. And here we are. The mansion. Alright. We got ourselves our Isaac Newton, our supermodels. We got ourselves our handsome guys there. Shining windows. Alright, sooner or later we're gonna come across a ghost and I'm gonna be petrified. Pause for a moment, scanning the small crowd gathered at the foyer.
No sign of her.
No sign of the other staff or Miss Cooper either. I can certainly look for Isabel on my own, but in a place this big, I'd be lucky if I didn't end up lost or find her before we need to meet with Zachary and Ash tonight. And then fight off the evil dead. Oh, hello. Hey, Isabella! And, you know, you really need to get some Wi-Fi here.
Hello? Isabella? Miss Cooper called earlier and...
No! No. This is the local ghost speaking. You should run, dearie. No! No, thank you. You help yourself.
Isabella? Belle? Are you alright?
Without any warning, the call gets cut off. Busy notes blare sharply against the heavy silence. But No! Okay, I've changed my mind. I don't want to play this game. I don't want to play it. No. 10 billion nopes.
Excuse me? Hello?
Yes, that's the ghost, dearie. Run.
Who's there? Isabella?
It's not Isabella. She's not here at the moment.
Isabella? Is that you?
She's elsewhere. No answer. Growing anxious, I amble over where the... No! And despite myself, my heart begins to race and my breathing quickens.
Belle?
My heart's pounding too.
Belle,
And my heart's
it's me.
keeping down with the speed of sound. I was lost and I heard the cries of a ghost woman. And then I scared to be ever since we first saw the sun. I want to run from the mansion like the day's done. So I'm gonna run until the ghost won't catch me now. 'Cause you can't stop the beat. I will embrace the Holy Spirit and run to get rid of all the demonic spirits. And then run and get away from the mansion today. 'Cause you can't stop the beat.
Miss Cooper called. Is everything okay?
I told you, it's not Isabella. She's clearly not here. Oh, crud. Look away. Jump scare. The whole body tenses, mouth dragging in a ragged breath, ears straining for any other sound yet to come to the other side. Yeah, she's got friends on the other side. That's Kneale, gentlemen. Just a little party here in Louisiana. Just a little politics, don't worry. I'm looking away. Nothing falls. Looking away. And look away. Nothing happened. And look away. Fingers barely graze the brass handle when my hands fall to my shoulder. Look away!
Excuse me, ma'am? I am so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
Oh, it's the lady who, spoilers, died later on in the first chapter.
It's a...
Still reeling, my gaze shifts back to the door. As if any second now the cries will start again or whoever is inside will burst out of the room. Oh, hi, Mark. but I don't get to dwell on those. The woman's worried voice breaks through the haze in my mind again, oddly soothing in the thick of my unease. Even as the concerned look becomes from a total stranger, finally being in the company of someone else is somehow comforting.
Ma'am? Are you okay?
Yeah, if I'm gonna be haunted by ghosts, at least I prefer company.
Oh, no, I'm fine. This is probably just some cold.
Ah, ever the skeptic. Much like Scrooge in Meeting Marley, he'll come up with all kinds of petty excuses when the supernatural shows up, like, you could be an undigested bit of beef, you could be an undone bit of potato. There's more in a grave for these sort of things. And then he screams, and then, do you believe it? I do believe, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Do you need to sit down?
Probably.
No need. I'm actually looking for a friend.
I wave the mobile in front of her, like the gesture alone explains everything. Vaguely, I note my typed wrist on it and quickly slip it into my pocket before she notices. She doesn't need to know.
Well, I'm not really sure if your friend would still be here. We're actually about to close the open house in a few minutes, ma'am.
No worries. She's not a guest here. She works for Briar Realty. Miss Cooper called me earlier. In fact, I'm also looking for her.
Recognition flashes in her eyes, and her worried expression dissolves into a smile at once. It's all I need to know that I don't have to look elsewhere or venture deeper into the mansion on my own. In some way, I'm not even keen on the latter right now.
Oh, Miss Rebecca Gales, is it?
Yes. Sorry if I'm a bit late.
It's not a problem. I was busy with the open house and a few clients anyway. It's actually a good thing you came when you did. Let's see. Isabella should be here somewhere. I told her to stay put earlier. That girl never listened.
Rose? Rosie? May I have a minute? There's just this one little thing before we go.
Ah, Miss Wright. Miss Cooper's head immediately snaps up at the voice. In a blink, a different kind of smile spreads on her face. A smile still, friendly even, but the kind mainly given for the sake of pleasing other people rather than making friends.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be there in a few.
It's an impressive thing to say the least. That level of professionalism. I suppose working years in this kind of business trains you enough to be able to pull that off without batting an eye. It certainly didn't seem to have rubbed off on Isabella, though.
Sorry, could you give me a second? I have to take care of this.
No, don't leave me alone. I'm gonna be haunted by the ghost again.
Don't worry about it. I understand. I can wait a few more minutes.
No, you can't! There's a flipping ghost in the mansion!
Clients, right?
More like nightmares!
You won't hear anything from me. Priorities, you know?
Yeah, not from you, but from the ghost!
But if you want, you can stay at the parlor in the meantime. I think we have a few refreshments left.
Yes, outside, please!
No, thank you.
No!
I'm going out with a few friends
You
after
need a
this.
drink!
Isabella's supposed to join us too. But that depends on how she's doing, of course.
She's not in the stinking mansion. You can meet her outside!
Alright, this won't be long, I promise.
Please! She throws me an apologetic look. Yeah, we need apologetics, everybody. Hashtag apologetics. Oh. Oh. Phew. Oh, thank goodness, there's more people here. Okay. A couple of siblings. There's the rich swines, and there's the other ladies. Played as you last time. She's a Catholic, she's an Anglican, don't know what he is, and she's a cutie. Yeah. Either way, they look no different from the other guests. All three of them primly dressed, albeit in a manner significantly simpler than the others. No frills, no extravagance in any form. But their gestures and movements alone speak volumes of their ingrained lifestyle. It's amazing what body posture can do to categorize characters. Believe me, I've been in theaters. Mainly the higher the posture, the more sophisticated you generally are. In their presence, I do what I do to appear inconspicuous in my side of the foyer. Maybe accepting Miss Cooper's offer would have been a much better choice than standing more awkwardly and gaping at them. while also attempting my best not to listen in on their conversation. Although that one proves more difficult with how enthusiastic the blondie is, her voice easily echoes through the halls with only the 5 of us here. Pretty soon I find myself being drawn into their talk without meaning to.
Tomorrow? First thing in the morning? First thing in the morning, Mum.
The mundane talk isn't what catches my attention, however.
Very well. We'll have our lawyers prepare everything as soon as possible. Let's make this whole thing easier for everyone, shall we? Just let me know if there's anything you need from me. You know how to contact me, yes? Got your mobile number saved here already. Good. It's just a matter of time then.
It's a brief moment. A fleeting shift on my eye.
Monday for us, Marianne.
As long as you're positive, we won't be having any problems by that time. You can count on my team.
You worry too much. Let me handle those things. Do be thrilled, though. I imagine it's not every day you get projects like this,
And the instant I turn my gaze on him, I see it. Must we? Must we? Judging by the music, but you know, the background music, something bad's gonna happen. You know, this could make for some hilarious fourth wall jokes if a character goes, I hear spooky music, therefore I must skedaddle. I think some stand-up comedian made that joke, but I can't remember the name of it for the life of me.
Oh, I'm certain means ecstatic, Buttercup.
Oh no, something equally as terrifying. It's the rich swine.
Aren't you, Marianne? You know, we could all celebrate this with a few drinks. Why don't we?
Blonde bloke.
In fact, there's this really excellent Irish pub I visited a few days ago.
Just so you know, he got drunk. Being the jerk that he is, he tried to go on a date with her, but being Marianne, the ever so faithful Catholic, we said no to this button-nosed freak. So, looming, hovering over his shoulders, drawn to him like a moth to a flame. A dark blur. No, a shadow.
I think I'll pass on that, sir. I have more important matters to attend to.
Is it just me, or is it the voice acting getting a bit static?
Hello, she's busy.
Why? I'm sorry, my hearing's a bit... Are we going away?
You never let me do anything fun.
Something's gone wrong. As I try to make sense of it, a heavy feeling condenses over my whole body. Oh, she's suffering from asthma or something? It happens without warning, forcing me to close my eyes. The sensation creeps into every part of me, crawling under my skin and draining me little by little of any strength. Is it because you're, denying the, reality of ghosts and it's only now just come to you or something like that? Or is it, some kind of mental illness, or is it some kind of physical condition? Or maybe you're just allergic to spookiness. That's understandable. I'd prefer not to have a jump scare now. Before I know it, my hand is gripping the nearby door for support. The sudden nausea drowns out their voices and what little sound there is. All except for the whispers and the laughter. No. Judging. No. No. Mocking. Taunting. Mocking, taunting, muffled inaudible words, bearing down on me like a death sentence. They wrap round my neck and limbs bind to tightening, with every syllable, every utterance. And with each draw of breath I take, they drag me down slowly, almost painfully, into a bottomless abyss. On and on and on, till the sounds turn into mere distant echoes, until suddenly it shatters. That's a shame. People are very fond of Stephen King's story. I'm looking away.
Well, what are we waiting for? Are we done here?
His voice rips to the frog like a sharp blade, and my eyes snap open. And I look at them again. It's gone.
You can head back to the car first if you want, Luke. I hope that settles everything, Rose. I don't know what Isabel's problem is, but please make sure she doesn't hurt herself.
Now, I'm sorry if you're saying, Calum, this isn't a scary game at all, you freaking wuss. I need to remind you of something. This game pulled off a jerk move on me. It had a jump scare. In the first instance, I clicked new game. I cannot trust this game for the life of me, okay? It's scary. And if you're still not convinced, you gotta play it for yourself. You know, jump scares and quick time events can happen at any moment.
Anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Likewise, ma'am.
Tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow. You're only a day away. Something could happen anytime tomorrow. A big event could happen anytime tomorrow. Gently, she closes the great doors behind her. There's a smile on her lips, and an extra skin in her step. When she talks back to me, whatever she was discussing with the group had put her in a good mood. When she appears to have not observed anything odd, was I just seeing things? You didn't see anything, dearie. As far as we know, you blacked out. Oh!
Glad that was over.
Stop it! Scaring me like that.
It's been a long day. I thought for sure we were going to... Hey, are you sure you're doing okay? You look a bit green.
You're one to talk.
It's all good. I'm actually still recovering from a cold.
Next, you're gonna tell us you're gonna go all pink from trying to avoid getting the infection off the cold.
Weather's been crazy lately.
Ah. That must be it. Really? Trying to come up with all these facts. I mean, of course, everyone should have a healthy skepticism. I'm not saying we shouldn't be skeptical, but sometimes people can just be so skeptical it just becomes unreasonable, you know? Sometimes people will just put their skepticism so high that nothing will be able to convince them, which is extremely unfairly biased, and other times they'll drop their skepticism entirely to believe whatever on earth they want. That is just stupid, you know what I mean? The weather, this stupid cold, the friendly warnings I'm too stubborn to listen to, and as much as I admit it, Isabella's right. Still I'm a little feverish. When she visited me at the school, I got a feverish. The medicine is helping me with the fever tonight. Fever! In the morning, fever all through the night. Fever! In the morning, running from the ghost, I'm gonna have my fever. They must have listened to Isabella. If I ever follow my, I'm starting to confuse things. This doesn't let up. I just need another visit to my doctor, plain and simple. So I do hope it won't get worse. We did promise to watch Zachary's film together. Gotta love Zachary's film.
I know what you mean. I've been complaining to Isabel. It doesn't seem to affect her much, though. Must be because she grew up in the tropics.
Like tropical jungle?
Anyway, shall we? She's probably hanging out with the rest of the catering stuff.
Yeah, let's go see.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised she's there. She eats like 10 hungry men when she isn't feeling well. Lead the way.
Or eat the way, depending if they're snacks or something like that. Alright, let's leave. What's with the ... Some elevator music. Just listening to some groovy music. Oh yeah. Sorry, I like the music. Okay, blah 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 blah.
Oh, sod off! You don't know the road!
And that was her bumping into a car. Right. Okay, getting to Zachary's room. Ah, yes, this is where she met Zachary and Ash and Isabella, and then she handed over the letter to them, and their fates were sealed. The small avenue where it's located has been closed off early from any passing traffic to make way for the avid moviegoers who are sure to crowd this venue. Is that Aretha Franklin there? Looking for them. It's taken a while in this crowd this big, but eventually spot them near the entrance. Hey, there they are! There's my buddy, there's my buddy Asian guy who wears similar jewelry to me. There's Kneale's favorite character, there's the lady, Isabella.
I knew it.
Wasting no time, I march over to their little group. Words filled with concern tumble out of my mouth before I can stop myself.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness! Becca, you're just in time.
I'm not in a tie. I'm not wearing a tie at the moment. An odd expression crosses her face as I hold it with both hands, but I ignore it in favor of getting a good look from her, forcing her to keep still and fix her gaze at me.
Becca, you're squishing my face. How are you? Are you all right? Why wouldn't I be?
There doesn't seem to be any visible injury, nor does she appear to be in pain. Apart from her confused frown at my question, she looks pretty much like she would do any other day, not in pain. Even so, you can really tell the things with her at first glance. The first time she got sick, she never bothered to call anyone, even me, who lives right next door. If I had checked on her then, she probably would have died on her bed with the rest of us none the wiser. It's one thing we laugh about now, but more like those also teaches you something about the person. If anything, it has given me more reason to constantly worry about her. In the moment a familiar name comes up, I know my concerns right now aren't completely baseless.
Rose called me earlier.
A great success! Her expression swiftly changed. I don't even know what accent I was trying to do there. I just got kind of bored. Isabella pushes my hands away, yet even before she says anything, I already have a hunch, and now this whole thing will play out.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today. That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
And there, the whole conversation goes down as I've imagined. Cool. She hides behind Zach. Instantly, what's supposed to be a simple inquiry dissolves into a shameless game of tag. Shouting and chasing like none of us can be bothered to act like full-grown adults we're so supposed to be. Including Ashton. I won't put it past Isabella, but Ash, out of everyone. In fact, it's that stupid smirk on his face that tells me everything. He finds this whole mess amusing. Oh, for the...
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
Yes, it is.
She did look pale when I saw her.
Wow, thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that Ashton and his meddling friends.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
There's a moment's pause. My hand still midair, and my attention shifts to Ashton, and the words he leaves hanging between the four of us. He doesn't meet my eye. I don't even think he's aware of what he said. But the meaning of each syllable alone is clear. They echo, echo, echo. And they sting, sting, sting. They burn, burn.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. Now, no.
Of course. Of course! Why else would Isabella leave on her own before being told to stay up, after that little chat about money this morning? Something close to silence falls while I mull over the words, both what's already been said and what's left unspoken. When I do find my voice, it only reeks with nothing but bitter, unpleasant thoughts. Thoughts I quickly stamp out before they surface. Thoughts I hide the best I can in the deepest parts of my mind, locking it away for no one to see.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least.
Yet, try as I might, the green-eyed monster easily rears its ugly head. Like it always does every time his glaze lingers a second longer. Every time he smiles in a manner far too gentle, far too sincere whenever he thinks no one can see. Every time my mind suggests his words mean more than they should. Every small little thing. Despite what he says, despite his tone.
Look, you guys.
For all I know, it might just be the same kind of fondness born from friendship. Maybe I'm simply overthinking like he often tells me, or maybe really is something there. There's something sweet and almost kind, and it's really hard to put it out of my mind. But in the short display of impatience, I knew there's something there that wasn't there before. I'm sick of this time though. For him, for Zachary, for her, for me, for you, for them.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself.
Thanks, Ashton, ever the faithful detective.
Is that good enough for you?
My mouth opens and snaps shut almost as quickly, forming a thin, hard line instead. I can't respond, not because there's nothing to say, but on the contrary, there's plenty. So many things I can use to reason and get him to agree. But because he speaks with such certainty, with such reassurance, it feels like there isn't even a choice. Look, you can talk all that you want, but there's also emotions, you know? Those immaterial, beautiful emotions. Deep breath. Grip yourself together.
Thanks, Becca.
You're welcome.
It's always been you with him, isn't it? Did you say something? Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
You didn't say nothing. You said something now. Even when you were saying nothing, that means you said something. Huh? You know, you can't get something out of nothing, Miss Rebecca. Every time I smile, a tiny effort is... Okay, little do I know this is really peepable. Oh, my word. And this is the part where Isabella shows them the letter. And everyone looks up there. One that looks suspiciously like a cheap Halloween prank, no matter how you look at it. And yet, despite how ludicrous it all is, Isabella stubbornly insists, as if her whole life depends on acknowledging the truth in her story. Oh, it's truth, all right. Truth you cannot bear. Does she even realize how absurd she sounds now? Crivens, even my students wouldn't fall for this. Oh, would they? Especially with the history of the mansion.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
She doesn't give me time to regret nor think over my choice of words. From there, it escalates, goes into an argument, too petty, even for our own standards as adults. Before we know it, one after another, harsh, scathing words are being spoken.
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first?
Gotta believe her. Is she the sort of woman who would tell a lie? If she's not the woman who is prone to tell a lie, then she must be telling the truth. Logic. What do they teach in schools these days?
I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Soaked in your soul!
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up.
Oh, just you wait and see, Ash. We've yet to play as you, boy.
There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
Oh, just you wait.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
Someone get a thermometer thingy.
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
I saw it before I fell down the stairs.
It happened after,
That's
when
what
I
I
was
just said.
trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing.
If only we recorded it.
We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
But someone has to be patient in all this. And however much my own has already been frayed earlier. There's no one else. Who else could there be to deal with someone selfishly acting like a kid? Like every other time, it has to be me.
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other.
Oh, does it?
When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Just like that, she cuts off. Slams the door right in our faces, while my own tempter flares before I can stop it. Although it falters briefly in the hard expression on her, when she snatches the blasted paper from Ashton, I hold on to it. Regardless of how upset she appears, soured expression and balled fists throwing a tantrum is simply unacceptable, most unorthodox. For a grown-up woman, an upper-class woman should not be spreading around such poppycock, especially in October. Words form at the tip of my tongue already. But before I can open my mouth and let it all out, her feelings and mistakes, Zachary raises a voice of his own.
Guys!
A warning underneath the warm and hopeful beat of his voice. We all hope and look at him. Even my own anger subsides a little at his tone. It's amazing what a joyful soul can bring to others.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
Exactly. See? He's a man after my own heart, almost.
And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together?
Sometimes, yeah. And to an outsider, it may sound like a desperate request, but Zachary has always been the one to keep a level head with pretty squabbles. This time's no different. He knows what to say, and when he lets it fall, they only ring sharp and true.
We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat.
My. That is too true, Zachary! That is far too relevant! It's painfully relevant! I haven't played this game in months, and I've been speaking to my friends who got me to play this game in the first place, mainly Kneale. Oh, over the chat. Oh! It's so true! It's so sad, because it's so true!
Please.
Okay. As careful as he is in his own tone, it does make me feel ashamed. We're supposed to be here for him, to give what little support we can give. Yet here he is, trying to keep 3 stubborn people from outright hashing it out in the public. Later, we can and will talk about it, of course. There's a proper time and place for it, and at the moment, my anger and whatever reprimands, it carries no longer matter. Besides me, Ashton appears to have already caught on. Her lines in his shoulders ease to something much more relaxed, his expression back to its usual nonchalance. Isabella, however, she stands perfectly still, her hands grasping the straps of her bag like a lifeline lies trained at some point near her shoes. There's no anger in her face, only an undeniable hurt. But she's never been good at hiding what she thinks. Always the open book. Always the one to hear her heart out in the open. And when she looks up, her answer is also as simple.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
Alright, let's see the movie. Okay.
Alright, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
Ouch! But I envy her.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one!
If she were, she'd have a dummy in her mouth.
Oh, don't cry.
Ooh.
Stop it!
I envy her spirit. Her spirit, eh? That's, good for you to know, Rebecca, that you still believe in that sort of thing. Her warmth, her cheer, the shine in her eyes when she looks at the world. Her everything seems to fall back to the pleasant, lively rhythm of her around. How easily and tightly she fits into her lives. Even without bonds, only long years could forge like a long piece of a puzzle despite her jagged edges. How she draws people from her to her ease. How Ashton, of all people, can be drawn to her.
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too! If you repeat that, I swear I'll... Let's just go.
Yes, let's watch the movie. Okay, this is after we've seen the movie. This is where Isabella gets a bit spooked
See
out.
you guys some other time.
See ya, space cowboy.
Yeah, see ya.
Now, not to even return of smiles, Ash and Zachary gave us right. I need to save this. I don't want to have to go through a whole hour's worth of dialogue again. Perhaps this started with Miss Cooper's call, or earlier than that. Maybe even the moment I left the bed this morning. Right.
Zach did a pretty good job with his movie, didn't he? Even though Ash said he ran into some trouble late into filming. But I knew he had it in him. It's not like I didn't believe he couldn't do it. I mean, did you see his face after the credits rolled? All those months he worked on this, and everything's finally...
I understand that feeling. That beautiful feeling. All the hard work paying off when you get to see the film in cinema. I know. I've been to a filmmaking group.
You weren't even watching.
Only the first minutes. I watched the rest of it, I swear. Besides, Ashton was the one who wouldn't stop asking questions.
Well, why do we still need to talk about this then? I liked it. Ash liked it. You liked it.
Everyone else liked it, except the critics who didn't like it. Okay, what is that? Is Mr. Blobby a criminal here?
Shouldn't you be telling that to Zachary in person? I'm sure he'll appreciate it better than I ever will.
I know that, but maybe there's something you want to say? Zach had you check the scripts before he went through everything, didn't he? You also worked on it, even if it was only for a short time.
Don't bother waiting for the rest. Okay, car passing by, and take me home, country roads.
Becca, hey! Oh no. Wait for me!
And people wonder why I worry. They're not really completely unfounded. Sometimes it becomes overbearing. Even her voice, as she calls after me, does nothing more than to sound the background.
Rebecca, slow down, will you? Your car's not going to leave without us.
The sooner we get on the road, the earlier we can get home. It's Friday, in case you didn't notice.
I know what day it is, but the traffic's not going to magically disappear, even if we go there right now.
Indeed.
I don't want to hear that from you.
It'd be odd if things just magically appeared and disappeared for no apparent reason without a prior cause, am I right, Rebecca?
Didn't you used to complain how horrendous the traffic is back home for you?
Yeah? But that doesn't have anything to do with this, Becca.
Okay. What do you want to do then? Wait it out? Walk? I just want to go home, Isabella. If you want to stay out here longer, I won't stop you. But leave me out of it. I'm not up for any other foolish excursions tonight.
I wasn't thinking about an excursion. I want to go home too. It's already late. It's just that you've been in this prickly mood since earlier. Are you really okay? Was it the cold? Or did something happen at school? Do you want to talk about it?
A long pause follows, and it holds everything she's been meaning to ask from the very start. I'm in no mood, and all the same, my hand stops short of unlocking my car and my grip on the handle tightens. I can feel her eyes boring on me. That's a common phrase in this game, eyes boring on me, waiting, hoping patiently for any answers I'd give. She's the same as Zachary. They're bad liars. But when you talk to people like them, if you're not careful, they often leave you with no other choice but to admit the truth. Those exact same ones I can't voice. I'd say the same to you, dearie Rebecca. Despite my lack of response, he pushes on, surprisingly. This time her tone is quieter, more tentative than usual.
Was it because of the letter?
Da-da-da! It's a well-meaning question like the rest of this talk, yet something in how she says it irks me.
If it is, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to cause a scene.
I understand. You see, the thing about Isabella is that she's been exposed to this scary truth. And this truth is so real and overwhelming, she has to spread it to others. I can understand Isabella's position. I do that a lot. be exposed to truth, try to tell others, but then they overreact. And then I have to apologize. I completely understand, Isabella. I completely understand.
I did see something in the mansion, though. I wasn't lying about that.
Think about it, Rebecca. Is your friend prone to lying? Wherever she wants to take this, I no longer want to hear a word of it. Not at this minute. Preferably never. Especially when there are already a million other things buzzing and prodding inside my head. Ah, finally! The first choice. Sorry. I mean, I would prefer, not to be confronting frickin' ghosts, but, at some point, you just gotta do stuff. Anyway. Okay. Branching tree. Okay, so after an hour's worth of stuff, story update. Okay, that happened. Oh my. Wow, that's a lot. That really is a lot. Okay, so whatever happens here echoes in eternity, as they say. So question. So, one way or another, you gotta go there. And then that's gonna lead to there. Depending on the choices, there's the 3 choices here. Okay, we want to avoid the one that involves encountering the ghost, if we can. Or, the one that leads to certain death. Okay, looks like certain death is not going to happen for a long time. Okay. That's the branching pass. Da-da-da. My, there's a lot of choices. So, alright, I think we see death here. And then... Alright, only one chance at dying to the ghost. Alright. Did we miss anything? Yeah, I think... Alright, we're all good. Okay, so... Not in the mood to talk. This cold caught up with me. Not in the mood to talk. This cold caught up with me.
And during the open house, even if there were a lot of people around, there were weird things happening. I don't know if there was anyone else who noticed, but I heard things. I'm sure it wasn't because I fell down the stairs. Even before that, in the attic,
Tell her the truth, you heard voices as well.
Isabella.
You heard voices too, don't lie, please.
Yeah?
A pause, though I don't let it last, only to give myself a small window to breathe before I lay down the words between us as much as a restraint my patient allows, which is not much with about anything. And I can only hope Isabella will simply take them as they are. She can be stubborn as a mule if she wants to be.
This kind of conversation tonight. Look, it's been a long day. I think this cold also caught up with me, and I'm really exhausted. Can we talk about this some other time?
I don't think so, but for the sake of the scene, okay. She blinks, and although disappointment flashes a momentarily in her face, she gives me a curt nod. A relief, enough for me, perhaps the first time I genuinely feel it today. And unpleasant as this day has been, seeing something go the way I've anticipated takes the edges out of it. Even if lying through my teeth has to go with it. See? I told you Rebecca's lying. She's lying to herself. See? Told you. The moment I looked at her biographies, I knew. By her very nature. By Rebecca's very nature, she's lying to herself. That's what people like Rebecca do. They lie to themselves. Because there's something inevitable coming and they don't want to be morally accountable to it. Okay?
Alright. You should have just said so. I told you should have taken a full week off. Were you able to get the meds I brought you, though? Do you need anything? I could drop by the pharmacy for you.
Yeah, no need to fuss. A good night's sleep is all I need. I've been busy the whole day. I guess I should have listened to you and taken it easy. But we have exams to prepare for. It's one or the other, you know?
I knew it! Here I thought you were just upset about something. Even Ash looked a little bit worried about you.
It's fine. Let's just head home, okay? I'll make it up to you next time. Call me out to lunch or wherever. Just not right now.
Okay, but should you be driving? If you want, I can call a taxi for us. You'll hate paying the extra fees, but you'll be able to get some rest on the way home.
No, don't call a cab. I can manage driving at least. Just get in the car so we can be on our way.
Take the car. Okay. We're in the fast car. Driving down and home was there. You never make a decision. It will impact the game this way. Every place is better. Dun 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 dun. Thankfully, if there's anything left to be spoken between us after we don't have discussed it on the way home. Or rather, we can't. Because no sooner than we hit the road, Isabella dozes off. Despite my foul mood, I still end up suppressing a laughter once the first sounds of her breathing filled the car. Just killed a man.
Not your mom, Isabella.
Put a gun against his head. Pulled my trigger, now he's dead. And gone to meet his maker. Mama, life had just begun. But now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, who didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, 'cause nothing really matters.
Hello?
Miss Cooper.
Oh, you're still awake. Evening. I hope I didn't disturb you or anything. I know it's a bit late. Sorry about that. I just wanted to check on you and Isabella. That girl's still not answering her mobile. Were you able to meet up with her?
She's here in the car.
Yes, she's with me. We're on our way home.
Hello? What was that again? I can't hear you properly.
Signal's going out.
Sorry, let me just fix this dumb phone.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, the demonic ghost has gotten her! Oh dear. Oh no. My hand stopped dead for a moment. I spare the device a brief glance, waiting. Seconds pass. Nothing happens though. Frankly, I'm not sure what I'm expecting, but the lines of my mouth forms into a frown regardless.
Miss Cooper?
Yes, still here.
Did you say something?
She said help me!
Just that I didn't get the last part. What were you saying again?
At least I think she was saying help me.
No, I thought you... Never mind. Must be the signal acting up. Come again?
What?
Is everything alright over there?
Certainly. Is something wrong? What wouldn't? Okay, you seem to be busy. If this is a good time, I can just call you back some,
I had to make a conscious effort not to panic right there and then, although my tight hold on the steering wheel tells a different story altogether.
Miss Cooper! Rose? Hey, Rose! Are you still there?
I don't think she's with us anymore. I think she's passed on. Only a burst of static answers me, and... maybe this lapse is entirely because of exhaustion. It has to be a long day, and I haven't fully recovered from the last week's bout of flu. And perhaps... but it never came from my phone, but from somewhere right behind me. Oh! Oh! Oh, snap! Oh, snap! It's the flipping ghost! You didn't believe in ghosts in the past? Well, behold your flipping eyes, everybody! She looks cute. It's like she got drunk and just decided to doze off. Time slows to a crawl. Looking up is a mistake. mistake. The first thing I see is its face, a ghastly shade, every inch battered, bruised, and bloodied. I'm doing my epic narration now. Even in the darkness of the world, passing by in a blur of lights outside, I can still make out in the wounds. Blood still oozes from it, little trails of crimson running down its face, glistening under what little light there is. But it is the gleam in its eyes that catches mine. The quiet plea, the anguish, and the desperation in them, more than its hideous features and the awful stench of gore now soaking the air. And try as I might, I can't bring myself to look away, even as its lips contort into a horrific smile. Oh no. I don't like it when it does that. That little grinchy, crooked smile. No, thank you. Even as a hard, sharp, harsh noise pierces the air and the silence around us.
Rebecca! Huh? Car! Eyes on the road!
Against everything I've been taught, and I've constantly reminded myself, I close my eyes. Mistake! The ghost is trying to get to you. It's a brief moment. A short, vivid second of muscle memory, an instinct completely taking over. And if I didn't allow it, if my hands didn't move, or my feet didn't hit the brakes in that exact second, I might have... Isabella and I might have... No. I shake the notion away before I lose myself in it. Right now, it's an ugly line of thought I refuse to venture into. Not when breathing is a struggle and every ounce of strength has been totally drained from my body. Most definitely not while Isabella's panicked voice beside me still rings in my ears. We're alive! We're alive! We're safe! Not all that matters. It is not her face that I look for when I finally open my eyes. All gone. I expected stains, little telling marks, and creases on the covers to show me where it sat not a second ago. But whatever it is, it left not a single trace. And though courage is a hard thing to gather at this point, I take what little of it remains in me and turn towards the back seat. Even then, there's none. Or was there really something in there in the first place? With how empty it is, I'm beginning to doubt it. The stupid flu again.
I need a long rest after this.
I'll say. My hands fall uselessly at my sides, numb from how taut my grip on the wheel has gone, yet still trembling from the unexpected rush of adrenaline. I get that when I'm at the top of the mountain, I must say. Against my ears, my heart still pounds an erratic rhythm and my breathing hasn't slowed down. But the world has already righted itself without waiting for me, and little by little, second by second, I sit here motionless. Color begins to seep back around me. Along with it are the sounds and a voice no longer the indistinct ringing it was earlier.
Rebecca! Becca! Are you okay? Answer me, will you? You're scaring me! You know what? I think we should just call a taxi since...
Can you keep it down?
Strained, harsh, and completely unintentional. But with heat prickling in the back of my eyes and a mild throbbing at my temple, I could honestly do with a little silence for now.
Keep it down? We almost crashed, Becca!
I know what happened. It was a lapse. I'm sorry.
A lapse? You call that a lapse? Becca, I really don't want to end up a mangled mess on the side of the road, or a mangled mess anywhere. All I'm asking, if the time ever comes, which I hope isn't right now, is a peaceful death. Give that one to me at least. Not that I'm asking for it, but please.
Isabella. Belle, you're overreacting.
You're overreacting!
If you're so worried, why don't you drive?
Yeah, it's not every day you get What, have you been haunted by a ghost? You're clearly overreacting. Right? Right?
Don't have a license.
I keep telling you to get one, didn't I? For the past 5 years!
Yeah, I gotta get priorities straight as well, but that's expensive and I don't need to drive, so therefore... Well, I don't need to drive because there's no need for me. I can just walk to wherever I need to go.
Do you see why now?
I wasn't really expecting to stay here this long. I thought it'd just be for a year or two.
All of a sudden, a pensive mood comes over her. Isabella looks away then, while she's left to my little lecture. Never crosses the tip of my tongue. I don't allow it to, because in each of those words she let loose earlier is a small truth. Her stay was always meant something to fleeting. And earn some good money and get home. Now, half a decade later, I'm not sure if she believes that. Even I'm not sure if I believe it. There's something in her reasons that has changed along the way. Even I already have a hunch. It's one thing I'll never bother to ask. Those are hers to keep.
I'll be careful this time, I promise. Just please, can we give this whole thing a rest for now?
She nods, and that's the end of it. Alright. October 21st. October 25th, Tuesday. Alright, let's end this here. Thank you all so much for our reunion with the letter. If you want more, don't forget to come back for more, and if you want to, feel free to come by my channel. The reason I do these kinds of games is because, firstly, Kneale wanted me to play this game. Secondly, I have this tendency to upload games that are aimed for much older people and put them on here, because this is a channel aimed for much older people. I'm generally a person who tries to appeal to all ages, and with me being a Christian and all, I have tend to avoid blasphemies and stuff like that. But hey-ho! Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, if you dare.